I'm your host, Tim Pino, with a special on-location episode with the Hillsborough Rescue Squad. Our show was contacted by numerous Hillsborough residents wanting us to take a closer look at the current issue going on in Hillsborough over saving their local rescue squad or outsourcing it to the local hospital. So today you're going to get a really inside look at the Hillsborough Rescue Squad, the issues that have been going on, the people that have been involved in the community, starting petitions and whatnot, and also to form your own opinion on if the decision local Mayor Ryche is doing to try to outsource this is a good decision or not. I personally know Mayor Ryche. He's a very nice man, and they have some really good politicians in Hillsborough, so they're doing what they feel is in the best interest of the community. But at the same time, the community feels that there might be a different angle to look at that's in their own best interest. So today's show is all about forming your own opinion. Definitely email the show, let us know what you think. And if it's anything like the response we got to come out here, we'll definitely come back and do a follow-up episode. Hi, I'm Tim Pino, and we're back at the Hillsborough Rescue Squad, and I'm joined by a special guest, Suzanne DeMeo. Suzanne, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a resident of Hillsborough, over 30 years, originally from Brooklyn. Joined the squad over 20 years ago. Been enjoying it ever since.
I always ask, why did you join the squad?
Actually, I originally wanted to be a doctor. That just did not work out at that particular time. After I had my children, it was a way for me to give back and for me to participate into something that I like to do.
I happen to notice a lot of activity going on around here today. What's going on that we should know about?
Actually, we've had quite a few calls this morning already, so both our crews are actually out, I think, one on a smoke condition. Probably a lot of preparation for the storm tomorrow, which we will definitely be taking seriously.
Now, Suzanne, you're aware of the petition that's been going around in reference to saving the squad, and that's what brought us out here today. We didn't know much about it, and our viewers actually were emailing in to the show to take a ride out here. So we appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today. I just wanted to ask you, with that going on, what does this squad offer currently that if they outsourced it, that they would not be able to cover?
Probably our biggest offer is rescue. We are able to do extrications for the residents of Hillsborough, and also not obviously if you don't live in Hillsborough, if you're in an accident in Hillsborough. Water rescue. We've had many hurricanes in the last number of years. Search and rescue. We stand by at many events with large crowds, fireworks, graduations if they're in Hillsborough at that particular time. We make ourselves readily available. The Rotary Club, we're always there. Classes, for DFib and for CPR.
Now, outside of Hillsborough, what other agencies do you do mutual aid for?
Any of our surrounding areas, Montgomery, Somerville, Manville, Branchburg, all of which we've been in quite often.
And on average, how many calls per year do you go out on, if you had to guess?
Myself, maybe 30, 50, between that.
So it takes a lot of time away from your family, so they have to be very supportive.
It does. It takes a lot of time. We have to continue classes. Our licenses are only good for 2 years, so we have to have state classes, 24 credits for core and then electives, so we're constantly training.
So if there's any of our viewers, if there's any young men or young ladies out there watching right now, if they wanted to get involved with their own local rescue squad or the Hillsborough Rescue Squad, how would they go about doing that?
Local squads, they could probably contact, I'm sure they will have websites. We have a website, hillsboroghems.com, and many drop-downs where they can get lots of information.
Well, Suzanne, we thank you a lot, and we will be back right after this break. Welcome back to the Hillsborough Rescue Squad. I'm joined now by Frank Straz. We were lucky enough, once we heard about this Hillsborough Squad issue, to put a call out to Frank. Frank was the gentleman who went public with a petition that got a lot of the talk started about saving the squad. Frank, thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm an EMS volunteer for approximately 20 years. I'm an instructor with one of the local fire academies. I got involved in volunteerism with the Hillsborough Rescue Squad. I'm a life member, past line officer, and I did some riding with Hillsborough when I first moved to Hillsborough.
Yeah, our show actually was contacted by several people asking to find out more about the Save the Squad issue, and so we really appreciated being able to, one, locate you, and two, having you come on our show today. What makes somebody start a petition, and were you surprised of the results you got once you did do one?
Currently, we have about 1,493 signatures. The dedication of these people that put hours and hours of training and saving people's lives is what matters, not the bottom dollar. The people in the town want the squad to stay. I want the squad to stay because I know when I call them, they'll be there for me.
Now, obviously, when you did your petition, if someone's at home right now watching and they're interested in starting a petition in their local community, I mean, what is the process for someone to actually do a petition?
There's several ways of doing it. You could do one that you go to door, or you can do one online. I used change.org as my online petition, but there's so many different avenues to do that. You could start a petition on Facebook if you wanted to. I felt that these people needed our support in the community, and I've always believed in community-based volunteer emergency services.
Yeah, it's my understanding this squad's been here since, I think, 1955, I believe. So,
Right.
I mean, it's been here for a long time. It is citizens like you that take that little extra initiative to start a petition. It's just the results you got have been pretty impressive off of it.
Yeah, I'm very surprised at the results. Again, this video is going to help with the petition even more. We're going to get more signatures from the people in the town and the surrounding areas. But people got to also understand these people dedicate their lives to this. You know, they do have some paid and some volunteers here, but there's other surrounding squads that I would do the same thing for. Branchburg, Somerville, Manville, anyone that has a volunteer organization that does community service and saves lives, I'd fight for them.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm impressed by meeting you. The community, I'm sure, will be impressed. I think it needs more Frank Strazzes out there fighting for these squads. And we just want to thank you for your efforts in trying to save the Hillsborough Rescue Squad.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll be back right after this. I'm Tim Pino, and I'm back at the Hillsborough Rescue Squad. I'm still joined by Frank Straz, but I'm also joined by now Chief David Gwynn of the Hillsborough Rescue Squad. Chief, thank you for joining us. It's my understanding that you have something that you wanted to give to Frank Straz.
Yes, Frank, on behalf of the members of the Hillsborough Rescue Squad, we really appreciate all of your efforts. We'd like to give you this hat.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That looks good. Back to you in the studio. We are back at the Hillsborough Rescue Squad, and I'm joined by Assistant Chief Buzz Freed. Buzz, thank you for joining us today. Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I started EMS in Putnam Valley, where I used to live, in 1975, I believe. Maybe it was 1970. Anyhow, I moved down here with the company in 1985, and I've been a rescue squad member here since then, and previously I had 11 or 12 years experience in Putnam Valley, so total of 44 years.
That is incredible for when you hear these stories about people giving their lives to public service. 44 years helping with rescue squads and stuff like that. That's incredible, Buzz.
A lot of missed meals. A lot of missed meals.
You know, one theme that we've been getting today is you need a lot of family support to be part of a rescue squad or any kind of emergency service, police, fire, and whatnot. Buzz, that's an incredible time period. If you had to guess how many calls you've been on all these years, how many do you think it's been around?
Probably 15,000 or so.
15,000 calls for service. That's just unbelievable. It's impressive, and I want to thank you for all those calls that you've been out on. I'm sure you've helped a lot of people throughout your career.
Well, I enjoy doing it. So, you know, you help the family, you help people, and you get enjoyment out of it. You go both ways.
Well, that's why we're here today, Buzz. We're here to help support saving the squad, and it's people like yourself, the commitment, lifetime commitment of service to the community. And we appreciate you coming on, and we will be back right after this break. You've seen both sides of the argument when it comes to saving the Hillsborough Rescue Squad. Form your own opinion. The men and women of this squad are just truly amazing people, so we want to thank them for having us today. We also want to thank Cablevision and Vios for airing our show. And we also, too, want to take a moment to dedicate this show to former Hillsborough Rescue Squad member James McGuire, who worked with the squad for a long time and actually he had passed away after a rescue squad call. I personally know Jim. We worked together for a long time. He's a special friend. He'll always be remembered. And with that, we just want to thank you, everybody, and email the show and let us know what you think.
County 74 BLS 4 clear with
Until next episode, Tim Pino signing out.
Deception.